Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Weekly Whatever, our weekly show where we talk about whatever we want. I'm Chris,
And I'm Brad.
and we're bringing you a recap of episode 5 of Survivor Millennials versus Gen
That's
X.
the show. You
Yeah,
nailed it. I want to call it Gen X against Millennials every time.
which is it?
It's Millennials. You're right.
Oh.
You said it correctly. I want to call it the other way. I just want to. Seems more natural. I don't know if that's true. Anyway.
Maybe.
Yep. We lost CC in this episode.
Made it to the shuffle though, finally.
She did. She made top 16. The dream.
No, I meant we did. Like, we thought it was going to happen earlier.
Oh, yeah. We didn't... Did we call it? I mean, we saw it in the preview, I guess.
Yeah.
So we definitely called it.
Yeah, we called it an episode early.
Yeah.
And then they were like, but now for real.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, what's the split gonna be? We thought it was going to be 2 tribes of 8.
Yeah.
But they decided that they did not want it to be
Yeah.
2 tribes of 8.
So let's get the cat's take on
Yeah,
that.
the cat's really not happy with all of it.
All of it. Just all of it. Yeah.
The whole situation is
All right.
a
Well,
bad time.
Chris, Kat, and I are going to break down this whole episode. But before we do, hit the buttons below the video that make the numbers go up for reasons that only YouTube can explain. It's helpful.
It helps us so much.
So much. That's how we have amassed such a fan base.
Mm-hmm. And it's how we can afford amazing production value that you see here.
Yeah, that was our producer, actually, that just
Yes.
brought Chris a note. It's like, don't forget to plug this. On fire. Oh, fantastic. Cece's gone home. She's gone. She was not saved by David.
That was so... Well...
Okay.
You mean like he should have fought for her? He should have fought for her, yes, but he shouldn't have saved her with an idol. Sorry, that's what we meant at first. But...
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's... Honestly, I think it's weird that he played his idol last week to save Jessica and doesn't play his idol this week to save Cece. I don't think he should have played his idol either time.
Yeah.
But he kind of set a weird precedent for himself and then just immediately fucking said, I'm not doing that. For my closest ally, who's been with me the whole game.
Yeah. And yet, I mean, it's just lucky enough that he was able to even find it the second time immediately the next day. Just like, oh, there's a weird looking tree there with some paint.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, huge advantage for him to be able to recognize what the idol is encasing. Like, he knows what to look for. Everyone else is just looking for whatever.
Yeah.
So that plays big dividends. And again, lucky fucking David to find another idol like that. That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I'm a little unsure of how to even approach this. Like, I don't know why Chris even needed to go to David and be like, hey, we're gonna vote out CC.
There's a lot of oddities there, yeah.
Like, they're in a tribe of 5.
The tribe is CC, Chris, David are the Gen Xers, and you got Zeke and Michelle. So immediately there's the line, you know, Gen Xer strong, let's just demolish the young people.
Yep.
And there's this mentality that, I mean, not really mentality, but I guess Chris believes that he needs ties with Gen Xers to move forward in the game, because on the other tribes, where in both cases the Millennials outnumber the Gen Xers, they're going to decimate them. And so at a merge situation, he's not going to have enough allies to move forward.
Yeah,
Which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think he even has enough allies to move forward, even if all the Gen Xers make it through, based on how the previous votes of Gen X went.
It's true.
I mean, he's been kind of on the bottom. It's like him, Sunday, and Brett, and then everyone else just kind of piled on against him. So I get why he's kind of flipping. I just don't get why he was involving David in the first place.
Yeah, he had 3. Like, he must have not trusted Michelle or something.
I guess. Michelle had a weird episode too.
But Michelle was like, she was the target. She was the alternate target that was being thrown around, right?
Yes.
It wasn't Zeke's name. So and to just go to her and say, okay, the 3 of us are actually strong, don't worry about it. I don't know.
Right. But they went to her and said, yeah, it's not you, it's Cece. We're voting out Cece. And she goes, I don't believe them. I want to vote out David. It's like,
David,
I
yeah.
just I don't I don't understand that approach, and I mean I understand that it's probably really hard to just trust. Like obviously they're gonna
Yeah.
say they're not voting for you,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. That felt like it was weird, and I didn't like how kind of blunt she was at Tribal, where she kind of threw David under the bus
Yeah.
again. I don't know if she's trying to draw out an idol, and if she is and didn't say that to the cameras, that's I guess smart, but
Yeah.
weird. Okay. Um. Yeah. So
So then there's the flip side of, why isn't David just going along with it and being like, yep, me and you.
yeah.
If he has CC, I don't I don't get it. CC's a strong number that he can rely on.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he's defecting to instead work with the entire rest of the tribe,
Right. I mean,
which
is
is only going to last for one vote, and then someone's got to go.
exactly like I don't know if he's just thinking like if we keep CC, we're losing the next challenge, and then someone else has to get voted out. And if he has to play his idol to save her, now he doesn't have an idol. So I mean, like, it makes perfect sense to not play the idol, but to not try to keep her like that is weird. I just feel like if he could just get back to the his other numbers, Ken and Jessica, who are suddenly really tight.
Yeah.
I really feel like he could have made a pretty decent shot at taking control.
Yeah.
Weird. But good on David to not play the idol, I think.
Yeah, at least he didn't do that.
Yeah. Held on to it this time, which is good. Um, and hopefully, moving forward, I like David. Again, we said this last week. Like I can't help but root for him. It was really hard to root for him when he was doing the challenge,
Oh man,
and
that was
he
so cringe inducing.
like I don't think I've ever seen a less coordinated person in my life. Where he just couldn't put a ball in the basket and it just rolls away and falls back into the water. He has to jump back in.
Like watching a toddler trying to pick up a ball, and when they bend over or walk towards it, they kick the ball away from themselves. And they're like, "Oh, I have to go forward again," and then they kick it away from themselves. It's like, oh
Yes,
my
that's
god.
exactly what that is. Oh god, it was rough. It was so bad. Oh man, that was bad. But we'll see going forward. He's got an idol. I still want him to do well, and I think he's going to be around for a little while at least.
Yeah. And on the flip side, you have Ken and Jess.
Yeah.
I mean, so David's the one that played the idol on her.
Yep.
But she invests her trust about the legacy advantage with Ken, who
Yes.
voted for her.
Yeah, she thanked him for trying to save her.
Yeah.
Wrote your name down.
He wasn't gonna tell her that.
Yeah, and yeah,
She's like, oh, you're
she tells him, if I'm gone, if I'm here on day 36, I have an advantage. I don't know what it is, but I have an advantage. But if I got voted out last night, I was gonna give it to you. What? What?
why?
That is perfect ammunition for Ken to be just like, I know who to vote out at day 35.
Yeah.
Or if I hear your name's coming up, it's like, maybe she just has to go now. I don't know. I'll try to save
find
you.
out I'm involved.
Yeah, exactly.
And she wills it to me.
Yeah, he could do that whole like, well, I don't think I can like stab her in the back, man. Like we're really tight. I won't vote for her, but I'm totally cool with her going home. Just man, weird play. But I mean, again, if this works out for Ken and Jessica and David and not CC, moving forward, then it can be a really tight bonding thing. I think it could be like David showing the idol to Ken.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna be pretty solid, I think.
Yeah. The important thing to note here, just as an overall game like analysis, I guess, is people keep telling shit to Ken.
Yeah.
Ken's the guy in that triangle that everyone is giving information, and that might speak to just how personable he is or how he seems to be very trusting.
Yeah.
Trustworthy. Yeah. So something to look for.
And doll face. I
And
guess.
doll face, yeah. Ken doll.
Nah.
Kendall. Oh man. All right. Let's talk about the rest of that tribe. It is Taylor, Figgy, Adam,
Yep.
Jessica, and Ken being the only two Gen Xers at the bottom there. Um, so we've got the couple, Taylor and
Yep.
Figgy. We have Jess and Ken, who are super tight from the beginning. And then we have Adam from
Yeah,
the
it looks
bottom.
like Ken wants to take Adam under his wing. So, I mean, that's definitely what he wants. He doesn't want to work with Tay and Figgy. He wants to put a pin in that.
Yep.
So, pretty sure that's what's going to happen next week.
I hope so, man. Like, Adam has all this power.
He's got the idol.
Just, he doesn't even need the idol. He could just be like, I'm just going to go with them. Just like, you guys can go make out, but one of you is going home soon. Fucking Taylor. Just no sense. It's like, why do we have to hide it? We have the numbers. It's fine.
Power couples are cool.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't see
Nobody
how it's any
respects it.
different. Yeah, I don't see it's any different than just like an ally that you just trust.
A lot.
And make out with.
Occasionally make out with.
Oh man, that's brutal. So I gained a little bit of respect for Figgy in that she
Oh, yeah.
recognizes that you're an idiot. But then when we see the next time where Figgy's just like, no, yeah, we totally are a thing, and
Yep.
it's all gone. So that's all up.
I mean, I guess Adam probably outed them and I just copped to it, maybe.
Yeah, I mean he should.
Yeah. I don't know why he didn't immediately, but whatever.
Yeah.
They weren't going to tribal, so there's no reason to really.
I guess so. Yeah, he doesn't
too
need
deep
to do
into all the bullshit.
Yeah. That is the right play for Adam. Like just slightly playing devil's advocate. If he flips over there, he is now the bot. He's a millennial on a group of Gen Xers. Whereas, and he'll probably be on the bottom, maybe depending on dynamics. But just looking at it from an outside perspective, he's on the bottom. But looking at millennials, he's already on the bottom.
But having an idol going into a group like that, you can, at the point where it's looking like you, say, okay, I'm on the bottom, but also you two are also on the bottom. Come over here. I have an idol. Let's flip this shit.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. So he without doubt, he's better going. Right.
I think he needs to go with the Gen Xers.
I think you're right. I think that flexibility is a really good word there. That he doesn't have a lot of that with the millennials. The dynamic is kind of set there. He's on the bottom. And it could be interesting. Like if we're looking at Zeke and Chris who bonded over some footballs.
Yep.
It
took me so long to realize they were talking about football. They were just kind of talking about
that
schools
team.
And team.
I took a shot and
they won a trophy.
Football. Yeah, when they're talking about like the championship. I mean, Chris doesn't look like a basketball player. He's not built like a basketball. He's built like a truck. So I was kind of thinking
be a hockey player.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's hero growing up in America is a college hockey player.
It could be from like Minnesota, and I just forgot. But no, they're from like Tennessee or something.
I don't know. They're from one of those places in the States that isn't Canada. They were a place from southern United States. Yep. So yeah, we could see Zeke and Chris kind of get through, and then Adam and Zeke were tight beforehand. I don't know how Chris fits into the Ken Jessica dynamic.
Yeah, well, if David and Chris do get along, and they have Zeke, then Ken with Adam get together, and all of a sudden it's a huge group.
Yeah.
At a merge situation.
I really like that group. I'm not a huge fan of Jessica. I don't think she's that impressive. I wasn't a big fan of Chris at the start, but that's kind of a cool group of people.
Yeah, no, it is. It's certainly the best group out of what we have right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, Hannah's not in there, but
that's true. Hannah's a character. Yeah. So that's really interesting. I kind of hope that happens. I hope they get through.
Yeah.
And I just hope that Adam makes the right choice and doesn't side with Taylor and Vicky. Should they lose the next immunity challenge. Let's talk about the Green Tribe, which we really
Yeah.
didn't have a lot there. That is
Brett,
you can, yeah, you can break it
Michaela,
down.
Hannah, Jay, Will, and Sunday.
Yeah. So
Who
4
are
millennial.
Jay and Will?
Jay is Taylor's bro in the Triforce.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and Will is the child.
Oh yeah. Well, he did not appear for like more than 30 seconds of
Yeah,
continuous camera time in this
he's
episode.
been pretty invisible so far this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just immediately sat out at the challenge.
That
And I
was
was like,
weird.
yeah,
That was really weird.
not get that. Because
Yeah.
Sunday sucked.
Yes.
I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't enough to bring them down quite as much as the other people. But
David did a number in that challenge, man. And Cece was awful too. Like, not
she
all on
was.
David. It's just David was really cringeworthy when he did it. Cece was just kind of sad and just slow. So yeah, this Green Tribe, I don't know the names. I don't know if we said this on
Do
a
they have
show
names?
earlier. They do
Oh,
have
yeah.
names. I was like, why the hell are the tribes called Millennials and Gen X? That's not Survivor. That's not cool. I don't care about the tribe names, but they should
No,
have them.
they should.
They do now, and one of them sounds fucking weird. It's like Huga Booga or something like that. That's the green one, I think. That's this tribe, I think.
Okay.
Um,
Mm.
so yeah, this tribe, 4 millennials, 2 Gen Xers. Before we talk a little bit more about the specific dynamics within the tribe, did you like how they um did this swap, the 5-5-6 split?
556? I mean, I kind of understand the balance of it as like, oh, you have to build a shelter, so you get an extra person. Like, it's not the end of the world. I just didn't expect it, I guess, because the numbers are odd.
It's
I don't think it really
yeah,
has that much bearing on who's going to go deep in the game. So
right. Yeah,
it does make it so that there aren't going to be balance in the tribes, but I mean, that's usually the case anyway.
right. Yeah. I I could have waited another vote, gone to 15, and then done the 3 tribe split. I don't think it's too much different.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, but it keeps it kind of fresh. I definitely didn't expect them to go to 3, so they got us there.
Yeah.
So that was cool. All right, fair enough. So this tribe, like I said, 4 millennials, 2 Gen Xers, Sunday and Brett, clearly on the bottom.
Yeah.
We don't know a lot about the game that any of them are trying to play, really.
Exactly. They're all question marks to me.
Yeah. Jay had one confessional in this episode, and we were talking when the show was airing, and I'm like, is it possible that Jay is gonna go really far in this game, or just like Jay is the way he was having a really positive confessional, he was coming off great, and then he ended it by saying something stupid,
Yeah.
like super broy, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know
I
what to think now. Like, holy shit! I was like, this dude might actually go somewhere in this game. It's like, oh no, no, he's not. I'm
JK
confused.
lol. Yeah.
Exactly. Do you have?
I I have no real feeling on him. Like he had his issues with the couple, but he didn't do anything about it
Right.
because he was at least slightly affiliated with them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure if he wasn't with them and they became a couple, he would have been all over it.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I Man, like I want to come up with some kind of comparison with him and an old Castaway. I don't know who he is. We don't know anything.
Fabio?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Somebody who's just kind of there, but Fabio was never really in control, especially post merge. He was just kind of on the bottom a lot, and then won his way to the end.
Yep.
Um, I don't know, man. It's bizarre.
It is.
That whole tribe. Like we see a lot of Michaela because
That's true because she's really good at challenges.
she's a beast in challenges. Like one of the best women competitors I think we've ever had.
Probably.
Yeah, she brings it. Um, but we don't know much about the game any of them are trying to play.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how, if they go to tribal, like what would even shake out. Because I mean, I could kind of see maybe they pull Will or something. I mean, the Gen Xers. I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe they'd be like, we're your parents now.
That's really
Yeah.
funny. That's actually really interesting because he is so young. He's probably more susceptible, in spite of being a big fan of the show. He's probably more susceptible to uh, just bullshit.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably.
It's just like, no, you can trust me. I'm a Gen Xer. I'm old. I'm wisdomous.
Wisdom says.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Um, I don't know. But I mean, at the same time, looking at it, you got to say Sunday and Brett are on the bottom. They're outnumbered. And so,
Yep.
however, you could have said that about the Orange Tribe. Or, yeah, the Orange
Yeah.
Tribe.
Those millennials
But,
were on the bottom. They made it work.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they really
So,
had that handed to them, but yeah.
yeah, they did. So you agree that if this tribe were to go to tribal next week or tomorrow, 2 days from now,
2 days, yeah.
we're getting there.
Or whenever we upload it. Yep.
Yeah, uh, it would be either Sunday or Brett.
I think it has to be. I feel like they can't. It's because it's a tribe of 6. I think it's a lot harder to pull over one person because then you're trying to get them to tie against their alliance.
Mm,
Um,
that's true.
and there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and then you can still lose, and then now you just screwed over people. And I think
Yeah,
it's almost impossible to pull 2 people unless something drastic happens.
yeah.
So yeah, I gotta think that it's probably Sunday, just because they're like, we gotta keep Brett for challenges. I don't know, or maybe they're like, we gotta get rid of Brett because he's a Gen Xer and he's super strong, and we have a chance. 2 ways to
Mm,
look at it,
yeah.
which is like the general 2 ways you would look at any kind of vote like that.
Yes.
Um, yeah,
All right.
boom,
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
Okay, so let's go backwards then to Purple Tribe. Who do you think would go home if they went to tribal next week? Episode.
Figgy, I think. I think Adam doesn't.
Over Taylor.
Yeah, I don't think Adam likes Figgy too much. I think because he was talking about how like bossy she is, and I definitely
She's
think
clearly the one who's thinking more out of the
yeah,
two of them. So it makes sense.
yeah, she's got the game savvy. Taylor does not.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't think there's too much to be done there. As long as Adam makes the right choice, I think it's got to be Figgy.
Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah.
And then last up, tougher call here.
I think it's Michelle because she'll
Yeah,
probably just get idled out. David will
yeah,
have to play it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you think the vote would go for David?
I have a hard
Yeah,
time coming up with a scenario
Chris
where
wouldn't vote Zeke.
no,
Yeah,
Zeke's not going to vote Chris. I don't. I mean, maybe Zeke votes Michelle. I mean, they weren't
I could see
exactly
it.
friends, so
Yeah,
yeah. Man, that's great. The Gen Xers are getting kind of crapped on here. They're just they're losing numbers. Even when they had numbers, they lost a number. Tough, tough. Um, all right. That's all the notes I have for the episode. But
yep,
I want to talk about the preview, which we already referenced that Figgy is going to let her guard down, let slip that she and Taylor are a thing. But there's also a blindfold challenge where apparently
yep,
someone gets hurt
yeah. Medical gets called in,
again.
and something we talked about earlier. Like I gotta wonder at what point they're gonna say, "All right, enough with the blindfold challenges." Like I kind of want to have a look back through past blindfold challenges and see what proportion of them result in medical being called in,
Yeah.
because I'm sure it's like the majority of.
Yeah, I don't know if it was called in Second Chances, but I remember like all the exit interviews, people are talking about how many injuries they had. They had what was his name?
Oh yeah.
Varner dropped a big box on his toe and he hurt his foot.
Yeah.
That was and they're all like bumps and bruises and shit like that. It's like you can't keep doing like we had the what was her I don't remember her name in 30 but dropped the thing on her head
Oh yeah,
on the
that was
blindfold.
right,
Yeah, right on her head. Laura, Sarah.
Laura sounds right.
I don't think it is.
No.
No, I don't think so. But we'll say it is. We're right.
Yeah.
Um, 'cause
Leave a comment below if we're wrong.
yeah, or if we're right.
Or
Yeah. um, I look. I feel like I love the physical challenge, the one in the water. That's so fun to watch, and there's a good chance someone gets hurt doing that as well. But I just think this type of challenge where you're blindfolded, and I've said this for 2 or 3 seasons in a row now that we've been doing the show. I hate those challenges just because it's so random.
it's just needless, really.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna get injured. It's gonna be just someone who has bad luck, and then that's
Yeah. That's
yeah.
that's their game. Like is like is anyone sitting at home going, "Oh fuck yeah, the blindfold challenge is next week."
My favorite.
My favorite. I can't wait to see who walks into some shit when they can't see. Like, come on. Who gives a fuck? Oh man, like I get the challenges are kind of important to like the casual audience, whereas like people that more focused on the strategic side of the game don't really care that much. Like you kind of tune out. I don't take any notes during a challenge. I write down who wins.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just if David gets hurt, if Adam gets hurt, the whole game changes. If Jessica gets hurt, the game becomes more interesting. I will grant you that.
She's gotta like be half conscious and will it to someone.
Just point to the person. Don't lift your head. You have serious neck damage. God, someone dropped a huge giant block on your face because they were blindfolded.
Yeah.
God damn it. I don't know how much truth there is to this, but I've actually heard that Jeff is a big fan of the blindfold challenges.
Really?
Which would speak to why they're still around.
Because, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Jeff's show.
Speaking of people at home being like, hey, it's the X challenge, my favorite. Did they not have an auction last season?
I don't think they did.
Yeah, and I remember being like, so when's the auction?
Yeah. The final 3 auction. Yeah, the Survivor auction is great. That's always good TV.
Yeah.
Always. Especially when there's the advantage and you can see who's actually playing the game.
Yeah.
Hold out for it.
Who wants to win and who wants a burger.
Yeah. 5 days from the end of the game. Yeah. Or 6 or whatever it is. Yeah. Hopefully we have that this season.
Yeah.
And a loved ones visit. I don't know if we did that last season either.
No, you're right.
Yeah. They've been phasing them out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they just don't want to fly people out.
Cheap bastards.
Yeah.
How hard could it be to get people like ready to go, get all their shots, and then fly them out to Fiji and just put them on a boat, send them to the island? Come on.
Fine.
It's like $30.
$20.
Tops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Who do you think is going to go to tribal next week? Looking at these tribes.
Okay, yeah. Good question.
We have a
I'm going to say
challenge.
the same tribe that just went to tribal.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I don't see how some of these other tribes lose to them.
Unless it's like pure puzzle or something.
Maybe.
In which case it's still a really close call.
Yeah, because David hasn't crushed any puzzles.
No. Who has done puzzle work for them?
I think Michelle and I think Zeke was on some puzzles.
That's true. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think they have the tribe strength to a man. Like Chris is a fucking beast, but then it kind of falls off a cliff.
Yeah.
Hard drop. Yeah. Like it's like Taylor and Adam and Figgy seem a lot. Not Figgy, Ken. I mean Figgy's kind of a beast too, but
yeah.
Yeah. All right. That was a good episode.
Yeah.
I think we crushed it. I'm enjoying the season. Last 2 episodes have been a lot more fun.
True.
I'm hoping it continues.
It's coming together.
It is. Yeah. After last season, which was kind of a down season, this is starting to pick up. Kind of. Yeah. All right. Do you have any final thoughts on this episode?
No, I think I'm good.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back to break down episode 6 next week. So until then, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.